Good morning, good morning, good morning. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you are breathing. Today is Wednesday, March the 20th, 2024, and I would like to welcome you all to This is Just a Thought with Stephen Corner Gay. Hey, before I go any further, hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon so you can get notified when I drop these podcasts. Keep you in the loop. Hey, like always, there are many interesting topics we are going to discuss, and I would hate for you guys to miss out on the conversation. Hey, like I always say, whether yay or nay, let me know what you think. Get in that comment section. Hey, whether you agree or disagree, I won't bite. I won't bite, not at all. And I won't get offended. I promise you that. I promise you that. So hit that like and subscribe button along with that bell icon. Get those likes up. Get those subscriptions up also. Tell all your friends about it. Share some of these podcasts. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting topics, we will be discussing. All right, let's move along here. Man, hey, today's word of the day, equinox, which means time when day and night are equal length. Equinox. Man, hope everyone is enjoying their Wednesday or will enjoy their Wednesday hump day, midweek swing, midweek swing. And it is going to be a beautiful day in North Carolina, despite the fact, as promised, like I told you, we got a little bit of freeze earlier in the week. Temps got down into the 30s at night. Temps during the day, I only managed around 50s, some 60s. It was somewhat seasonable, but at night, man, the cold air returned. Freezing. Hey, and we're still not out of the neck of the woods. If you know anything about the South, we are due, maybe we might even have more, 2 or 3 more freezes before it's all said and done. We still got to get through April and even into May. Yep, it has happened that late in the year. Odd thing is, right when the freezing temperatures came in, it was the first day of spring yesterday. Hmm. How about that? How about that? I told you. I forewarned you. You don't know about the South. You're going to learn today. Oh, yeah, yesterday, I should say. Because, yeah, woke up that yesterday morning and stepped out and was like, uh-oh. Yeah, it is cold. It is cold. Stepped outside and said, "Oh no, I forgot my cane go." Mm, yeah, it probably was shocking because we haven't had temps like that in a while. Like I was discussing with someone, we really haven't had a winter yet again. First 2 weeks of January, those were cold, freezing temps. After that, it was open season. So we haven't had, here we go, another year without a winter in North Carolina. What do you know? What do you know? But temps today are expected to be in the 70s. That's why I say it's going to be a beautiful day here in North Carolina, but rain's returning tomorrow into Friday, maybe Saturday. Yeah, this is the South. This is the South. This is the South. Hey, I'm this is going to be a short one. I wanted to come up here and talk to you guys a little bit, and just be have an open and frank discussion. As you know, I really don't do that too much, but something's been on my mind, stuck in my crawl for a while now. And I said, you know what? I was sitting around thinking about what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about today? And then it dawned on me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. And if you know anything about This Is Just a Thought, I am one of those my main thing, my main speaking point is, of course, men's health. I won't hesitate to jump on the topic of men's health. At 50, hey, what else can I talk about but men's health, especially as an African American male? Because if you know anything about African American males and our health, man, I won't say we're in crisis, but we have a problem. We have a huge problem. And it always starts, like I said, if you listen to This Is Just a Thought, if you've been listening for the past 3 going on 4 years, you know, my main thing is, hey, men's health, get those routine screenings, those routine doctor's visits, screenings. Be aware of what is going on with your body at all times. Take a page out of females. Females, I can remember years ago when the numbers were up for breast cancer, and they went on this kick, this campaign where they told females, hey, listen, self-examination. Be aware of what's going on with your body. Look at your body, touch your body, feel your body. Hey, we as men, we have to do it too, especially African American men, because the numbers for prostate cancer and colon cancer are through the roof. So as I said, at 50, what more can I talk about? And if you know anything about men's health, it is highly recommended and strongly suggested at 50 we get that colonoscopy, that colon screening. I know a lot of folks, a lot of men don't like to talk about that. It ain't one of my favorite topics either. And I gotta be completely honest with you. I'm not looking forward to it, not in the least. But I went ahead and I took that step and I made that decision. April 1st, I'll be going for my colonoscopy. Okay. You gotta get it. I would hate to be that male that finally goes to the doctor and whammo, it's too late. I would just hate to be that man, that male, and like I said, April 1st is when I'm going to get my colonoscopy. Am I nervous? Yep. Am I worried? A little bit. But I know it has to be done. There's no way around it. I gotta know whether it's too late or whether I get a clean bill of health, whatever the case may be. I just have to know. I can't be that male, or I really don't want to be that male that finally goes into the doctor and it's too late. Now, what they're saying about colon cancer is, or colorectal cancer is oftentimes silent, and it's with no noticeable signs at first, but it is the third leading cancer worldwide. And they say the key to fighting this cancer is, of course, early detection. Is super important. Those routine doctor's visits, those screenings, when you hit 50, go on and get it. Be done with it. At least you will know. What makes it, one of the things that makes it, like I said, it's so difficult, is there's no noticeable signs. But one true sign is irregularities with your bowels. That's one of the main symptoms. Irregularities with your bowels. That means your bowel can either be, you can have constipations, you can have diarrhea, whatever. There could be some changes to the color in your stool. Whatever the case, I've said this before, and I really got to say, I want to horn in on this and drive this home. What is said by many doctors is that when you use the bathroom, you do the number 2, you poop or whatever, you're supposed to look at it. A lot of folks don't do that. You're supposed to look at it, and you're also supposed to look when you wipe yourself. That's a tell-all sign. And when I say you're supposed to look at it, you're supposed to look at any discoloration. Of course, if it's your regular color, whatever color it's supposed to be, brown or green or whatever. But if you look at it and it's black, that could be a tell-all sign that something's going on in your bowels. A lot of times, I don't know if you guys know, with black stool, it's associated with blood. Either you have something going on where you're bleeding in your bowel duct, or it could be anus, or your intestines or whatever. If you look back at your stool and it's black, that's a red flag. You need to go to the doctor. It's no negotiation. Chances are it ain't gonna go away. You may not see it, and they also say that you're supposed to look at when you wipe yourself to make sure there's no blood there also. Well, a lot of times what I discovered by doing these podcasts and actually reading and listening to testimonials or whatever, I didn't know. A lot of doctors said that a lot of times we do bleed in our stool, but it's so small and microscopic, we don't see it. So you're supposed to look at your stool every time you go. No question asked. I know it's an uneasy topic in conversation, but once again, I would hate to be that guy, that male, that man, that father that goes to the doctor finally and it's too late. Think about it. There's a lot of men that will have left a lot of sons, a lot of daughters, a lot of wives, a lot of relatives behind, a lot of nieces, nephews, because simply they just didn't take their health serious and they weren't aware of what was going on with their body. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of this. I'm not going to stand on this soapbox and tell you I got it all figured out and I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm guilty of it also. I have to admit, selfishly, and I got to be honest with myself and you. At one point in time, I was that man that would say, "Oh man, I'm having some irregularities, stomach's cramping and bloating," because that's another sign of colon cancer. Those are some more signs. If you're having this constant cramping and bloating, and a lot of times I would pass it off and say, "Hey man, it's just something I ate." Could be, or it could not be. Catch my drift? Could be. You could just be having some irregularity, something you ate, or it could not be. But if you're having this constant diarrhea, constipation, you're bloated, you're having these abdominal discomforts with cramping and bloating, and it's on a regular, consistent, persistent basis, you need to go to a doctor. Be honest with yourself. Early detection. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. We as human beings, whether male or female, whether black or white, young or old, we should know our bodies. We should be in tune with our bodies at any and all costs. No one's going to take care of you. No one knows you better than you. And that's just the bottom line. There's no gray area in that. Yeah, doctors are here to help us. But if you notice something's going on and something's thrown off and you have a funny feeling, like they say, trust that first instinct, because that first instinct, nine times out of 10, 99.9999% of the time, it ain't gonna lead you astray. Your body and your mind is trying to tell you something. Hey, something's off here, man. Let's go check this out. So, like I said, April 1st, I'll be going to get my colonoscopy. And I got to be honest with you again. Once again, I noticed some irregularities. First, I was passing them off as just something I ate. It may have been, or it may not have been. One of the main things that they say that a lot of times with us as whether male or female is our food consumption, the type of food we eat. A lot of processed food, a lot of red meat. That was me. And I started noticing some irregularities. And I said, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Something's off. I've never had these problems before. Was I on heightened alert? Did I see the red flags? Yeah. You bet your bottom dollar I saw. Hey, you bet your bottom dollar I took my butt to the doctor and said, hey, before we even start this conversation, I need a colonoscopy. It ain't up for debate. Be honest with yourself. The macho machismo mindset, a way of thinking, I'm a man, I don't need nobody telling me nothing. I know what's going on with my body. Chances are you do know what's going on with your body and you know something's off, but yet still you ignore it. You can only ignore it for so long before it tells a tale. So I said, man, before this goes any further and before something really and truthfully happens, and I'm sitting here with this mindset of I'm a man, I know what's going on with my body. Let me cut the foolishness and just go on. Like I said, though, that sign with blood in your stool, never had that. I haven't had that, so I'm fine there. But I have had, and like I said, I pass it off. It's just something I ate. Abdominal discomfort, cramps, bloating. I just had. So I said, hey, I gotta go to the doctor. Go to the doctor quick. Another sign that, and it makes sense, or another symptom, is unexplained weight loss. You experience a huge weight loss all of a sudden. That's just and with that, they're saying that's the advanced signs of colon cancer. You might be up there in the 3 or the 4. Be in tune with your body, fellas. You know your body better than anybody on this earth. I don't care how long you've been with that woman. She can only get you so far. You're the one that's in that bathroom by yourself. I don't think folks are in there with their lady. You know, it's a millennial thing. No, I shouldn't say that. But hey, you know your body. Bottom line is you know your body. Stop bull jiving. You know your body. Take it serious. Another symptom or sign is fatigue. That should be a tell all time. Along with that, bloating and cramps and constipation and diarrhea. If you're always tired and fatigued, that's a tell all sign. That's the first sign. It could be something else, but that could tell you that, hey, like I said, with that constipation, diarrhea, and abdominal discomfort and cramps, that means your body isn't digesting its food. It's storing it. Could be a bowel obstruction. You could have waste in your bowel duct. That's where that constipation comes in. Well, those cramps, your stomach is telling you, wait a minute, man, I ain't too good with this. Something's off. It's one of those things, or it's just like with anything with our health as human beings. Like I said, whether male or female, white or black, young or old, whatever your race is, class, you know, hey, you can run the gamut. If you're not in tune with your body, and you're not being honest with your body, I shouldn't say in tune. If you're not being honest with your body, you're not being honest with yourself. Your body tells all the tales it needs to tell you. Something's off. And it would benefit you. And if you're saying, you know, like I said, I'm a man, I know what's wrong with my body, I don't need to go to the doctor to tell me this, that, or whatever. Well, if you're so keen on that and you're saying you don't need to go to no doctor for him to tell you what's wrong with you, surely you have seen the signs. Surely you have had the symptoms. And you know in your heart something's off. So what are you sitting around for? How long are you going to sit around? Are you really going to wait until that final moment where you go and it's just too late? There's nothing the doctors can do for you. All they can do is pray and try to make you as comfortable as possible. That's one of my biggest fears. That's why I like I said, when I went to the doctor, I went in, they started the conversation. Wait a minute, doc, no disrespect. I need a colonoscopy. Something's off with my digestion. It just was. It is. So we'll see what happens April 1st. I'll let you guys know. I have no hesitation in letting folks know. One thing that I really think us as men, we really need to do is we need to start having these open, frank conversations and discussions. Women do it all the time. They just do, man. I've been sitting, and I've even heard it as far back as with my mother. I could, you know, eavesdropping as a kid, eavesdropping as a husband. I could hear my wife on the phone, and she's having a conversation with one of her friends, and they're talking about their body and their health. Without hesitation, they pass the information along to each other, and they help each other out by passing this information on, by having these open, frank discussions. They won't hesitate. So that's why I say us as men, we need to do the same. We just do. Take a page out of their books. And another thing with colon cancer, and I'm gonna end right here because, you know, hey, like I said, I will be talking about it more in depth. I will put something together with help of us as men. A lot of doctors and a lot of researchers will say one of the biggest problems they have as it relates to men's health is men's inability to express themselves, talk about it, and get those routine screenings at doctor's visits. Those are the main problems they say they have with men. That with women, they say, hey, we don't have that problem. Any little thing, they'll come right in and let us know what's going on. But us as men, we hesitate. Maybe it is that macho machismo thing, or maybe somehow, some way, it's us not really wanting to not just admit that something's wrong because it makes us look weak or gives the appearance of us of being weak. That I'm sure that's a contributing factor. But imagine how weak you are if you go when it's too late. Imagine how you're going to look then. Foolish. Just so you're going to look pretty foolish to have something that may not have been curable, but could have been manageable. You could have managed it to where you can still be with your family and watch your kids grow and grow with your spouse. Not trying to stand on this soapbox and browbeat anyone, but this is the open, frank discussion we need to have with each other. This is the open, frank discussion we need to have with ourselves. Bottom line, no negotiation. I don't think. Well, I'm going to get out of here and skedaddle. Like I told you guys, it was going to be a quick one. But yeah, if you're 50 or over, or you're nearing 50, or even if you're having these, like the symptoms I said with the abdominal discomfort, the cramps, the bloating, the diarrhea, the constipation, the blood, or whatever. If you're having those problems, go to the doctor. What they're really finding, and it kind of alarmed me when I was doing research about a year or so ago for, like I said, every June is Men's Health Month. This is just a thought. But they're finding out that a lot of males and females in their 30s are developing colon cancer. You know, like it was, at one point in time, it was an old man disease. Older people got it, or older women got it. But if they're in their 30s and now they're discovering that they're having some numbers that are alarming, also, just telling the tale. I'm not, what do you call those cancer doctors, oncologists, or whatever, what have you. Not one of those. I'm not certified in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I can honestly tell you one of the contributing factors, I believe, is beef. As I've gotten older, I've noticed I do not digest beef too well. I've all but cut it out of my diet. I just have. And I was one of those guys, man, I love me some steak. I just did. But I noticed over the years, closer I got to 50, within the last few years, I don't digest it well. I just don't. And processed food, like going out to eat, like getting a burger or a hot dog or one of those, or chicken sandwich or whatever, processed food from fast foods, I don't digest well either. So I have to make my own. A lot healthier. It just is. It just is. So pay attention to your diet. Pay attention, more importantly, to what your body is saying to you. Your body's always going to tell a tale. I don't care who you are, what part of the world you're from. Your body is always going to tell a tale. It's going to tell you whether you're doing it right or doing it wrong. So pay attention to yourself. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go and skedaddle. Hey, I want to thank you all for lending me your ears this morning. Continue to like, support, share, offer feedback. Get in that comment section. Share this podcast with a male, whether white or black, young or old. Even if they're in their 30s, let them know. You may not get the screening, but be aware of what's going on with your body, the symptoms and signs, how you're digesting certain foods, or how you're digesting food as a whole. So share this podcast. Get in the comment section. Let me know what you think, whether yeah or nay. Maybe you could add something that could help somebody, that could help me. Just do. Well, hey, like I said, I'm going to get out here. I'm going to skedaddle. I want to thank you all for lending me your ears. And as always, thank you for listening to This Is Just a Thought with Stephen Cornegay. Amen.